to March, and I want to do some little readings for us, okay? See how we're going. 1 second. Okay, so I hope you're doing great. Hope you're happy and well wherever you are. And this is just going to be a quicker reading, but longer than 3 minutes. All right, as I get this done. And hopefully my dogs aren't going to cry too much because they wanted to be in here. And now they're in here, so. All right, we will see. First thing I want to tell you is that I will be live, most likely Friday. Okay, you'll see an update, my website, well, here, and it'll let you know. Also, I have my accreditation for myself and my courses. It's internationally accredited, so I'm really happy as holistic medical practitioners. So there you go. Holistic medicine, I guess they call it. Yeah, see, I knew they were going to want out as soon as I started talking. Okay, good boy. Off you go. Okay. So now when you do the courses, you know that they're accredited. So that's awesome. And I'm also working on providing accreditation for you once you pass my courses. So this is getting big all of a sudden. So we know in March there's a lot of planetary energy. So we have Pluto moving into Aquarius for the first time since 1777. Huge. It's coming out of Capricorn, which was based on, you know, finances and resources and governments and all those sorts of things. And it's moving into Aquarius, the age of communication, spirituality. You know, basically Mercury's in there as well, right? Gemini, you think of talking, you think of phone calls and texts. And so there's going to be a lot of different ways of looking at spirituality as well. So we will see what starts to develop. And I think Saturn moves into Pisces also. It's going to be kind of interesting. We're going to feel this power momentum right now. We are protected as we push through. So you may have had the last couple of weeks just crazy, crazy, crazy. Especially, right? And you're just going to have to ignore them squealing out there. And oh, look at this. So we have the wisdom and we have the abundance like coming in for us. So the last couple of weeks, push, 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 shamanic energy, like everything dying off, everything going wrong, everybody cranky, everybody upset, everyone trying to finish things, everyone's sick of it, you know, sick of how everything's going. And this is because Pluto is getting to transition and it's like, oh, all of the ugliness starts coming up to the surface. And at the same time, forward movement starts happening as you move more into your abundant phase of life and into more of your own power and protection. And you have to remember that you have the energy and the wisdom within you to do anything that you want. Like it's all there, right? And one of the saddest things for me as someone who's trying to help people all the time and working with healing energy is seeing people not understanding their worth. I know, because I didn't think I was worth anything either, you know, so I know exactly what that's like. And unfortunately, that comes across in everything that you do. You know, if you don't think you're worth anything, then you're going to believe that everybody else doesn't think you're worth anything. And you start getting grumpy with them because, you know, they may think bad of you. And you're like, oh, how dare you think bad of me? And then you're beating yourself up the whole time anyway. So it's like you're creating something that isn't there. And then it gets blown right out of proportion. You know what I mean? So we've got to be careful. And as I said to you all, make sure that you're really, really grounded. This brings in peace. We have the wolf moon, which brings in a hunger or an appetite for everything that you want to do. Like it's passion. Nothing's going to stop it. Okay, so what do we need to know finally? This brings out a lot of happiness. extremes. That's what we're feeling now. And beauty. Okay, so we start to see things in a different way. You are going to notice that people, because we're moving into this, Pluto is moving into Aquarius. Pluto is transformation, rebirth, and death, and it doesn't leave anything behind. It starts shaking out the roots. It's like, you know, you're pulling out a potato and you're shaking off all the roots and everything as you're pulling it out of the earth. When that happens, this is why we see worldwide stuff going on. We see the extremes of weather and volcanoes, I was going to say. Yep. Water stuff happening. It's freezing in certain places. It's extremely dry in others. There's earthquakes. There's things going on with flooding and, you know, derailments, explosions. Remember how I told you there was going to be these explosions and, you know, information leaking. Now, as we move into Aquarius, they love to talk. Aquarians just love to talk, and they also love to know the future. So it's going to be very futuristic orientated and information coming to the surface through the Pluto energy. So the Pluto's ripping it up. There can be no more room for corruption, lies, agendas, BS. You know, it's so transparent. You're seeing it all on the surface. So get ready, because these things are going to be pretty massive. Okay. I'm also going to use the Astro star codes. So I'm asking cards, as we are transitioning into March 2023, what can we expect in our life? What can we expect? Actually, I might do it this way. As we move into March 2023, what can we expect? Relief. It's almost over. Time to leave that situation. New person entering is important. Okay. Relief. What else can we expect for March? West, looking to the west for answers. The red, protection, new direction, job. The money is coming. Commitment, ring, marriage, manager, yes, you're safe. Person is telling you the truth. Blessings are coming in now. So this is within the next couple of weeks. Let's take a look at this. What can we say for March? Jupiter. Here comes abundance. It's going to bring relief. I'm telling you. Jupiter is moving. Saturn is moving into Pisces. But Jupiter is bringing... We've got the progressions on our journey. Oh, we've got motion and we've got expansion coming with Mars. Mars and Sagittarius. So you need to watch your anxiety levels, okay? And Sagittarius is hilarious, right? Because they love to have fun. And so what we're using is the energy of Sagittarius here. Sagittarius love to have fun, right? And then they start thinking about the fun they're going to have and how it might happen and where they might stay. And what if this happens? And what if that happens? But we're going to have fun and it's exciting and I can't wait and I just want to get there. But what if this happens? And what if the weather goes to crap? And then, you know, what if I don't get along with next thing you know, you're a nervous wreck and you probably don't go anywhere. Right? So we have this energy of expansion with Sagittarius. It's also about journey and progression, which is beautiful because these cards come up next to each other. And we have this pushing of Jupiter, big heavy planet, pushing into our relief. It's almost over. Okay, some of us are going to be getting exactly what we want as we move forward. Like we're moving into that energy of having exactly what you need and maybe even more of that. And then you progress on your journey. And these are like milestones for you as well. The Sagittarius energy here focuses on expanding your vibration, expanding your knowledge, expanding your horizon, and having fun, but don't get yourself questioning the details. And then we have Mars, which also talks about journey, motion. It's happening. It is happening. We'll read a little bit more about Mars. What is happening here? Second houses, resources. See? Jupiter, money. It's happening, is what I'm saying. Now, I know that there's fear going on. I know people are afraid of everything crashing down around them. But what if it crashes down only to be built better? What if it crashes down in a sense of corruption and greed from the elites? What if they all get smashed to pieces? And, you know, finally we're living in a world where we can barter, we can exchange with each other. We can, you know, you want to do a course with me and I need, you know, I don't know, a whole lot of food or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like we'll be able to exchange goods and services. Maybe we have to do that for a while. Maybe that's coming in the future. But what it's saying is, for the moment, don't worry about your finances. Start focusing on your positive attitude. You know, if you're finding yourself worrying, do you think that's any good for you? You know, is that really solving your problem? You know, it really catches you sometimes. And then we have the ninth house of exploration. So this is the same as Sagittarius, right? It opens us up to journeys. What is happening for us? We're going all over the place. We are moving in our abundance, in our resources. We are moving, literally moving. We are putting down roots. We are expanding. I think we've jumped into a new reality right now. And the past is the past. Okay. All right. Let's tell you a little bit about this South Node. And what you want to be looking at is where is your, what is it called? Mine's in Gemini. I'm just trying to think. Oh, God. Where is your... Oh my God. Anyway, it's to do in your astrological chart with your destiny. And where you're headed and where you should be with your career. And mine is Gemini. So I'm doing that. I'm communicating. I'm leading the way. I'm innovative. I'm quirky. Right? What is it called? Jeez. It's always on my head here. Hang on. Midheaven. Your pinnacle. Where's your pinnacle? That contains clues about how you were trained to be visible in the world, your relationship to other people's authority, how you step into your own personal authorities. It sort of like describes the future mountaintop or the pinnacle of your work in the world. It's the highest point in the chart where the sun is at midday, so your most public, visible point of the chart. So what is it for you? Because that's what you need to strive for as well. Now, the South Node is connected into the past, okay? So this describes what you bring along from past lives, your skills, proclivities, addictions, weaknesses, unfinished business. A physical place within your body where you may hold tension or ancient karmic stories. Right? So you've got to find your South Node in your chart. Go to Time Passages. It's a free app for your phone. You type in the information that you have on yourself, when you were born, where, etc. And it gives you all of these points to look at. So where's your South Node? Because that's your past. And, you know, for example, your past could be connected to the lungs, right? Maybe it's connected with Pisces or something, and it's connected with the lungs. So you may hold tension here. Get it? Anyway, so So under stress, you may fall back on familiar defenses and relive what you've always lived. PTSD, flashbacks, and addictive habits or relationships all operate around your south node. So we're using this opportunity to heal triggers and patterns from the past, taking them as teaching moments and learning. And then your hard-earned skills and wisdom can help build your future. So it's ways of letting go of the old trauma. And we're going to have to with Mars in motion here, because Mars gets you all fired up, right? Mars is connected with Aries, and Aries have the most determination and stubbornness I've ever seen, right? They want to just do it now. You know, most people who are Aries energy, except for my friend Julie in Australia, she's an Aries, but it's like you wouldn't know it. You'd think that she was, I don't know, a Cancer or something, you know, because she's so soft, right? But you know, the Aries is like, nah, it's happening. This is happening. So sometimes it can also bring war, because it's connected with, you know, the god of war, right? And people having enough of resources being used unwisely, and it's pulling up our south node, all of our trauma before of not having. You know, if you've ever gone without food, if you've gone without financial support, if you've lived on the street, if you do live on the street, you're going to be very, very triggered when stupid people start talking about everything's coming crashing down, and this is happening, and that's happening, and we're all going to hell, and la 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 la. That's going to traumatize you. Well, I don't understand why people do that. You know, what is the good in that? Even people say, oh, we're all screwed, right? Well, okay, that's your reality. I don't really want that as mine. So I'm going to focus on my vision of the next 5 years, and I can tell you what it is. It's breakthroughs, great change, beautiful spiritual flow, the ending of destructive regimes, anyone who's being negative, causing evil, you know, abusing children, abusing animals, you know, anyone who's evil like that. Not just talking about having a bad day or something, right? We're talking about people who they torture people, they are handlers, they grab children when they're infants, they, you know, they do things to those children that you just don't want to even go into that place. And then, you know, they continually break open all the different aspects of the brain and control each aspect of your personality, of your psyche. And each aspect of your psyche has like a trigger word, a code word that it's controlled by. Like the handlers control this. They're taught to handle, they're brought up in it. And it's a very, very horrendous cycle of abuse that goes on behind the scenes that nobody wants to talk about, but it's happening nonetheless. These sorts of things, this dark, you want to call it satanic, you want to call it devilish, you want to call it evil, whatever you want to call it, it's negative. It's control to the extreme. It's abuse to the extreme, and, you know, torture to the extreme, or else. That's got to stop. That is stopping. That is going to be exposed. There's my dogs. The underground networks and all of this stuff, it's done. Now, I'm actually going to be teaching a webinar course for my light leaders on training on this sort of stuff, because it can't even be said on YouTube because it gets taken down. So you can't even talk about it. But let me say that people who don't even know that they have gone or undergone horrific or horrendous abuse, they don't know it. All they've got is capsules of time missing. And the reason they don't know it is because the enormity of one, programming, and two, different types of drugs that stop the memory. And that's a real thing. It's like amnesia. You can't remember. You cannot for the life of you remember, unless you work with someone like myself who can bring out those memories for you and keep you safe while you do it. But, you know, the reason those things are blocked is because, you know, something may have happened or an experiment may have gone wrong. They decided they didn't need you anymore or whatever it is. And you're released from the program. So the South Node reflects not only this life and your past, but multiple lifetimes past, where you were either in it, a part of it, a victim of it, right? A handler of it, an organizer of it, or someone who knew about it. And it doesn't matter what lifetime you're in, you know, this or others. It doesn't matter when this has happened. You've got to deprogram from it happening anyway. So anyway, it gets into a massive deep story, right? But let me just tell you that if any of this has ever happened, there's a way around it. And if you've ever felt like you've been a victim of something like this, please come forward, okay? Because there's help available for you, okay? And also that you just need to be aware of these triggers. When you are triggered by forces and bombs and balloons in the sky and BS that we're seeing on the TV, if that's upsetting you, okay, you need to make sure that it doesn't exist in your life. Because if you turn the TV off and you were living on the street, apart from everyone going bananas around you, how would you know, right? There's going to be structural changes here, and we're going to have to remain really calm and really grounded as we move through it. Okay? And know that you've got help available should you need it. I have a support group. You can talk to light leaders who are willing to help you. But you really do need to consider for yourself where you want to be in your life for the rest of it. You need to be trained. Okay, one more thing here. The root. Okay, so we're going to see a lot of exposure, healing coming up here, right? Going right to the root, to the problem, right to the base of the problem. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So imagine that your spine extends down like a taproot, the strong central root under a tree, through the earth to the point on the sun's path below. So the Latin for bottom of the sky, the Coile, or IC, points to the memories and experiences that fed your first roots, your early home life, your family's tradition, see? Your biological and emotional heritage, looking at the roots. Think what makes you feel at home and secure. What creates a sanctuary for you? Me, it's being in nature. Having no neighbors. Right? I want music as loud as I want to play. I want to play and sing to my heart's content and have nobody come knock at the door, right? And telling me to shut up or whatever. I want the dogs to be able to squeal or whatever they're doing outside without the neighbors going, shut up, keep your dogs quiet, and all that crap. You know, you're in trouble everywhere you go. You're told what to do. If this brings you back to your roots, what were you told as a child that you hated? What created a disdain in your life? What created something that you felt was a certain way and it completely changed to a different way, right? There's a couple of instances that I can think of as being really small, because I can actually remember being like 18 months old. I can actually remember the day I was born. But I can remember 18 months old and then a little bit older than that, 4 or 5. But the roots and the things like that, the things that make you feel at home and secure, what makes a sanctuary, your foundations, unconscious patterns that you might have from personal history, may underline. So if your unconscious pattern is that you were rejected or abandoned as an infant, meaning, hey, you might have just been in hospital a little longer than your mum was because you were in one of those incubator thingos, right? And as an infant, you had the stark reality of being completely rejected by your mother and separated. So in your brain, as an infant, you don't know, well, I'm sick, so that's why I'm still here in this incubator thing, and she had to go home because there's other kids at home. That's not what you thought. You thought, I am alone in the world. I have been cast aside. The person I love the most in the world is gone. I have been abandoned and rejected. And I am never going to be the same again. You know, those feelings, that separation. So now when you fall in love or you have a relationship, if it goes sour, you're like, yeah, I kind of expected that because everybody that I love leaves. And it's a subconscious thought. Oh, yeah, I figured that would take place because who would want me? Oh, yeah, I knew that would happen because I have bad luck all the time. However it is that you word your life, it really has to do with your birth and up into the first 5 years of life. It formulates our personality, right? It's like when I used to say when I was a baby, I'd put my fingers like this, like I'm doing right now, and I'd say, apparently. And my dad told me that. He's like, you were just this tiny little girl, and you just got your fingers like this, saying apparently to us. I must have heard it, apparently. But I used to say it. So we have to build these roots of our own. You know, feel the strength of the earth pulsing up through you, holding you strong through any storm. Doesn't matter what someone throws at you, you can do it. You've been through hell and back. So what's the world change going to happen? You know, like, what's it matter? The world's changing. It might turn upside down. Heck, we've been through it all. We've seen people driving around with a mask on in their own car. Like, we've seen it all now, okay? Like, there's nothing that can happen anymore that wouldn't shock us, would it? You know? If Jesus started walking on water right this moment, we'd go, there he is. Look. Well, they always said it was going to happen. There it is. We wouldn't even be surprised. Right? This is the thing that's going on here, is there are no real surprises here. So we have to focus on the world we're creating, the movement that we have, the boundaries that we're keeping. And this is where it's at in between, right? No one can get really in there. They think they can, but they really can't. You're doing what you want to do. You don't have to be controlled by anybody. You shouldn't actually let yourself be controlled by anybody, and you shouldn't even try to control yourself. Do you always go last? Do you always say, sorry, excuse me, let me just push myself out the way? Do you do these things? Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. That was my favorite one. Oh, it's okay. It's all right. No worries. It's okay. And then underneath it, I'm like, bloody jerk. Ugh. You know? So no. We are progressing. We are moving forward. Relief is coming. Something might happen in the west. Maybe this is going to be the answer for you. Go west, young man, right? Or west of where you live, something happens. Anyway, we've also got this eastern. So east and west, we've got this connection going on. Okay, hang on 1 second. Where's my cards? All right. Sorry. If you've been wanting to study with me and whatnot, and, you know, you've been thinking about it, sitting on the fence, you know, there's going to be a special deal from the 1st of March to the 7th of March. And you need to keep an eye on what that deal is going to be. And you'll be able to get started. You'll have 6 months or 12 months to pay it off. And you can get started, join the groups. get connected, get some work. We've got this platform coming up where you'll all have work from there as well. So there's no real excuse unless you don't like me at all. Or you think you're not going to learn anything. Those are things, you know, whatever. If you need to talk to me about anything, just email me. And we can work out a call. It doesn't cost you nothing to talk. Okay, last thing. What can we expect for the very near future? What are we expecting? Very near future. Okay. Thief is going to get caught. It's all coming out. Okay. Just give me a second. See? BDevine is the high priestess. She knows stuff, even if she doesn't let on. There's a lot of stuff I don't say on here, by the way, because I can't. Well, I can, but then you won't, all of a sudden my channel will be gone, just the way things are, until everything changes. Okay? So we have a lot of defensive energy around us, all right? A lot of burdens people are carrying. Okay. Not for much longer, though. Okay. So what we've got to do is there's going to be, okay, so I'm just going to tell you flat out, all right? When I do my cards, okay, I know what every single card means from multiple different books. And guess what? I don't care. I'm going to tell you what I'm getting from the cards, and that's what I do every single day, and that's why everyone says that's so accurate. Because we are about to get some information that is a load of you know what. The information is going to be coming and broadcast around the world. It is going to be lies. It's not true. Okay? This is a complete design to get everyone to fall into a feeling of panic, disorder, or responsibilities. To stop spending things and to just be hanging on to every last thing. Okay? You intuitively know, with the High Priestess here, you already know that there are going to be some things like this happening. Okay? You already know that there are going to be more problems with derailments and things like that as well. Because it's all done on purpose, by the way. But it's not working. Okay? The information that we are about to receive is going to be broadcast just about everywhere, but it's not real. Okay? The information is about a fight, or maybe it's about Russian war, or maybe it's about Ukraine. I don't know. Someone's passing, someone going, but we just need to take things with a grain of salt right now. At the same time, there's also going to be information that is true. That is going to come from something with red in the emblem, in the something that has red as their main color of their channel or whatever. And the information will come from someone who has an accent. And it will keep on coming, and it will be the truth, but it will be tried to be shut down, but it won't. It won't be able to be. And we're going to be celebrating, you know, we're going to be celebrating these changes that are coming up here by July. And we're going to be focusing our intention on just celebrating. I mean, we are celebrating the end of all of the rubbish and the BS. The origins of the virus and the origins of everything that they've tried to do to us. It's all coming out. You know, there's just so much that's coming forward. And it's interesting that when it does, it's going to be through someone that we would least expect as being the most evil person in the world. This is a person with blue eyes, not brown. Anyway, from this, over the next 8 weeks or so, things change rapidly because we have the truth. Oh my God, we have the judgment, we have the information, and we see things begin to happen. And we're happy with our own progress. Okay, it's not going to be easy. I'm not going to say that it is, because that would be silly. It's not saying that it's easy, but that you're going to be able to do it. Why not? They're making you all out to be stupid and dumb and incapable of doing anything or having any strength. Don't fall for it. Okay, so I do hope to see some of you on Friday. I will update everybody on YouTube, etc. It will be Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube all at the same time. And you will get a notification of that when it's coming up. And I'll do some readings on that day, but also talk to you about my special deals that I've got going on. And those deals are only going to last for 7 days. So that's it. That's an introductory sort of a thing as we move forward, because I need people who are willing to help heal the world to start to learn these practices. Okay. Sending you lots of love. Many blessings. No need to worry. It's all happening. It's all occurring. All in good time. And until the next time, bye for now.